All right, so you guys like the idea of building this into an old school hot rod. Pretty cool. I'm on board. I wanted to do that for a while, so we're going to make it happen. Now, a lot of guys are worried about how bad the car's rusted out. It's not safe, or if the floor's already rusted out, the trunk's already rusted out, go ahead and gut the back of it and make it a pro street car. Let's look at it real quick, and I'll tell you why that's probably not a good idea. All right, so the floor in this thing is bad. Like, it's got a giant hole right there. It's bent real bad over there. It's bent really bad right here and got a giant hole in here. I'm thinking they had some kind of driveline explosion, because some of that right there, you really can't tell, but some of that right there is really bent up and rusty. And then you've got this giant hole right here, and that looks like maybe transmission blew up and the drive shaft came through the floor or something. I'm not sure, but it's bad. Everything on this side is pretty much, that's where they had a shifter in it, I'm pretty sure. And everything else is just rusty, including part of the toe board up there. So the trunk is very rusty also. Mainly the floor of the trunk, which is an easy patch panel, but it gets up onto the sides a little bit, and it actually gets into the back part behind the cross rail, even really bad over there behind the tail light. So it's pretty bad rust. Now the deck filler doesn't look bad, but I really won't know until I get the glass out of it, and I'm not going to do that yet. I see a little bit of rust in here, but so far I haven't seen anything scary on the deck filler panel. Could probably be patched if it's not just way worse than I'm thinking. So while I would love to build a pro street car, that's not the car. That's not the one that's going to get it. I have in mind one of my projects that's going to end up being a pro street car, and just it's not going to be that one. Now, as far as the rust and all, a lot of people worried about how safe the car is going to be. Once I fix the floor pan and the trunk, then it's fixed. Once it's fixed, right? It's no longer dangerous. So if you're curious about that, that's why. Now in Georgia, there's no vehicle inspections on something like this. I go and get a VIN inspection to make sure that we're not having a stolen car, because this thing's been off the road for several years. I think 2003, so it's been off the road about 20 years. So I've got my bill of sale from the guy I bought it from. I'll take it to the DMV or tag office, and I'll give them that information. Then I got to get a sheriff's deputy out here to inspect the VIN, make sure the car is not stolen, and then I get insurance on it and get it tagged and insured. It's a done deal. Nobody even checks to see if all the lights work. You get pulled over and they don't work, then you got a problem, but until then, it's not a big deal. I do plan on it being street legal though, so there's that. So it'll have a posi, not a spool in it. It'll be a streetable car. It'll have tail lights and all that stuff. It'll be something kind of wild for the street, but I'm really going for the look more than I am performance. So I'm not too much worried about performance. I mean, I'd like to be fast, and there's a chance that I may go with a big block instead, because I do have a 454 laying around, and some parts to put it together. I've got a camshaft and all that stuff, but I don't have a 3/4 cam for the big block, but I bet I could find one. And I'm still not sure whether I'm going to do a hood scoop or not, or whether I'm going to do something with the hood, if I'm going to cut a hole in it and stick 2 4-barrels out of it. And as far as transmission, a lot of people asked about the transmission. I've got an automatic ready to go. I do not have I've got enough 4-speed parts to do a clutch pedal and all that stuff. I've got that, but I don't have a 4-speed or a bell housing, any of that stuff. So I would have to source all that, and then it would probably have to be, it'd get expensive quick, because a Saginaw just can't hold any power. And I want to make, even with the junk, even with the old parts I'm going to be using, this thing will probably make close to 400 horsepower, and you'll break a Saginaw with that much power. If you make any kind of traction or beat on it at all, you're going to break a Saginaw 4-speed. And those are the ones that are going to be in my price range. So it'll probably end up with an automatic, even though a 4-speed would be cool. I might do a 4-speed if I can find a good deal on a used Muncie. But even then, like I said, some of those are beat up so bad, you got to spend a bunch of money to get them and then to fix them. And a lot of guys were asking about the paint. Well, I'll probably do a budget paint job on it. Maybe a primer paint job, but something budget and something that looks cool, in my opinion. I mean, I would like to leave it like it is, but the blue and the green together, not my style. And I don't know that I can make the green fenders. I don't think I can paint them and make them match the unique patina that the rest of the car has. Okay, so it looks like the plan is to see if I can find a 4-speed. That's still an option. A tonal ram is still an option. Again, that's along the line with a 4-speed. If I can find something that fits my budget and that I can make work without having to constantly worry about it, I would do it. definitely a budget primer or paint job. I'm still stuck on the Convo Pro wheels right now because that's what I've got. Some of those wheels, like the Keystones and the Kragers, I'm just not a fan of them. Not knocking you if you got them on your car. Just I would put slots on there before I put either one of those two on there. They're just not my favorites. So yeah, we're gonna do a cool retro build. And if any of you guys have got any other questions about what I'm gonna do here, like I said, probably patch the floor and replace the trunk. And maybe, like I said, I might patch the trunk. The floor, and it depends on what parts are available also. I'm not sure right now what's in stock. I haven't done a lot of research on what's available yet. All right, well, I appreciate you guys' input on the car, what all we're going to do with it. If you got any more questions about what you're thinking or what I'm thinking, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff that I would normally ask you to do. And I'm about to push this thing out of the shop for the moment, get the 4-door in here so we can start working on the 4-door to 2-door project again. That's going to be a lot of fun. So get that out of here, get this out of here tonight, get the other one in here, and hopefully I'll have a video out in a few days on the 4-door. See you next time.